So, as promised, our next presenter is Grigorij Notkin, and it's my pleasure to introduce the scientist. He is an IWRI associate. Grigorij Notkin is from the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv, and he is a chief designer for the development of medical computer diagnostic systems. Grigory's study fields also include philosophy, psychology, and the problems of human development in the modern era. So Grigory's work is closely related with the works of Vladimir Vernadsky about the future of mankind and his ideas of noospheric civilization. So Grigorij wrote that he places great hope on a favorable development of the world with the help of this method of integral upbringing and education. And the presentation that Grigorij is going to offer to us is, does artificial intelligence threaten humanity? So I think it's a very popular topic these days, and we will all be very happy to hear what Grigorij is going to share with us. Please, Grigorij, take it away.
Добрый вечер, дорогие друзья, коллеги. Очень приятно.
Good day, everybody, friends, colleagues. I'm honored to be present on this conference. It was my pleasure to listen to the previous presenters, and we all talk on one subject, how to change the world for the better, how to make it integral. And we have this problem in the world. It's called, is artificial intelligence threatening to humanity? Let me open the presentation slides and let us look at the world. Here is my presentation. Is artificial intelligence threatening to humanity? So there's a lot of conversation about it among the scientists and social activists. They're afraid of rapid development of implementation of system based on artificial intelligence. There's a lot of benefits and threats. And one of the problems that we will look at today is threatening unemployment. And if there's a robotechnic and automated system will be implemented. And the most important question is probably the artificial intelligence could win over all the humanity. Let's look at it more closely. Recently, there are many articles addressing a problem related to rapid development and artificial intelligence systems. English theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking, unfortunately he's not with us anymore, emphasized that artificial intelligence can cause the death of human civilization. The development of artificial intelligence can become both the most positive and the most terrible factor for humanity. We must be aware of the danger it possesses. Also, Elon Musk called artificial intelligence the main threat that human civilization faces today. Humanity needs to be extremely careful with technology that is potentially more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Slavoj Žižek warns, this opens up before us a completely new, unknown, and serious prospect of creating a machine external to our eye, which will physically and psychologically know us better than we ourselves. This machine will know what we eat, buy, read, watch, and listen to, and will measure our moods, fears, and needs. He also believes that there's a huge danger of further growing gap between people. He also thinks the differentiation between people. Few will have all the power of the intellect, and the majority will have nothing but good old human foolishness. So this is the threat to human equality.
Такое есть предупреждение.
Yes, this warning.
Стив Возняк, известный
Also, Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak said that the development of artificial intelligence is potentially dangerous for humans.
Я согласен с Хокингом и Маском.
He said that I agree with Hawkins and Musk, who warned that the future of humanity could be very bleak. Sooner or later, thinking devices designed to make our lives easier will begin to understand that they are better, who will then run companies, a slow man or a machine. Although over time he changed his mind, he said that even if machines can think like people, they will not be able to have intuition and know what they will do next and what to expect as a result. They simply cannot operate with such concepts. A group of experts in 2018 published the report Harmful Use of Artificial Intelligence. In this report, they argue that AI may well be used by countries and authoritarian dictatorial regimes and also criminals and terrorists. Drones turned into weapons, fake videos that manipulate public consciousness, and automated computer hackings are three main threats that come from artificial intelligence falling in the wrong hands. Very interesting words is a founder and chief technology officer Vitalogy, chairman of the League of Independence Experts, Sergey Nazarov, writes that the main risk of artificial intelligence reformatting the world, that's the risk of AI, are associated not so much with technology itself, but with physical and psychological formatting of the world as a result of the introduction of new technology. He said that it will not be reduced by duplication, even tripling of intelligent control systems and other technical methods and means. The only way to minimize them is to create new norms and institutions. It's also a very important observation. He also says that at the turn of the 20th and 21st centuries, a fundamentally new type of hyper-network emerged again. It's called algo-cognitive culture. It is a hybrid, tangible, intangible, digital hyper-network, where in addition to humans, agents become algorithms. He says that the properties of this hyper-network are such that once in it, people gradually turn into inforgs, information organisms associated with biological agents and engineering algorithms, artifacts in the global environment. And the management of the hyper-network is gradually transferred to algorithms. So this is the threat that's giving birth to. This is a very important observation of Doctor of Physical and Mathematical Sciences, Alexander Panoff, writes that lately the idea of technological singularity has become widespread. The essence of the idea of technological singularity is as follows. Based on ongoing growth of the performance of computing systems, the emergence of quantum computers and the volume of their memory, a forecast is made according to which the power of computers in the foreseeable future should exceed the power of the human brain. That was predicted that by 2045, in 30 years from now, we'll have a major growth of those systems. And in the most pessimistic forecast, that they will make people unnecessary for the future and put humanity on the brink of extinction. So in more optimistic scenarios, we're talking about a human-machine symbiosis. However, the details of such a combination also cause some concern, since the machine side of such a symbiosis may be completely beyond the control of humans. But there are also opinions regarding the fundamentally limited capabilities of AI, such as a theorem proven by British physicist and mathematician Sir Roger Penrose. It says that no computer can surpass human thinking in all respects, and the human thinking will necessarily be stronger. So, though it does not, the power of computer will be obsolete, and no computer can surpass human thinking, because the theorem, in some respect, human thinking will be stronger, though he does not say what this unique opportunity of our thinking is. Well, this is a very important observation. Let's look at it more closely. Neurolinguistic doctor of philology and biology Tatiana Chernikova writes, I'm citing her, "I'm always frightened everyone that soon artificial intelligence realizes itself as a kind of individuality. At that moment, it will have its own plans, its motives, its goals, and I assure you, we will not be included in them." She also writes that what distinguishes people from other creatures is ability to build a model of the psyche of another human being. This means the ability to look at the situation not with your own eyes, but through the eyes of another person. It is the foundation of communication, learning, empathy, and etc. And this ability is taught to a person. So artificial intelligence does not have those abilities, that potential in the human being. So Sergey Karelov, he also writes about that theory of understanding consciousness of another, which describes the ability of a person to attribute mental states, intentions, and feelings of other people to himself. This interpretation is based on the premise that our feelings are largely generated by other people like us. So that's his opinion, and the principle of free energy by Carl Friston is the base of that theory. It's not simple theory that says any living individual interacting with environments in order to survive should minimize the uncertainty of the sensation received through the five senses. The theory states that all living systems act in such a way as to reduce the error of prediction and thus adapt to the growth of uncertainty, entropy. That's what it's called in science. And not live objects don't have that. And so this is a huge advance of human being. Let's look further. But I'd like to say that another problem of the future is unemployment, and it will be worsened due to robotization, production automation, and the active introduction of artificial intelligence. This is called technological unemployment. Will leave millions of people not only without wages, but also without a foundation that give meaning to their existence, or at least dictated their daily routine. Without work, a person begins to decline. As a consequence, the idea of unconditional basic income provides a tolerable material existence. This will not solve the problem. A human being needs to feel like a human being. But there's also a way out of this impasse. It is proposed to employ the unemployed by taking courses in the system of integral education that is being created now. This will be a real thing. For this, the state will pay not an allowance but a scholarship, and such a basic income will no longer be a humiliation. And so people will be busy learning the human nature and laws of civilization and its development and the society and era of globalization. They will learn solidarity and maintain harmony with each other and relation with the surrounding nature. The unemployed, who according to analysis can make up to 70% of the work-age population, will be employed in such an integral education system that their scholarship will not be a minimum subsistence. The result will not be busy. In the country, it will lead the world to a more just, favorable future for all. This is widely discussed right now because the world faces a huge problem of unemployment. This is a separate topic, but I just addressed that a little bit. So the conclusion. So will the future belong to robotic man, pure artificial intelligence, or to natural Homo sapiens transforming themselves? This is the most important problem which will determine where our civilization will develop. Today, a person uses only from 3 to 10% of his brain capacity to process information about the world around him. The rest of it is dark matter. So how to activate it and why such reserves have been laid down by nature? By his egoistic nature. A person senses and comprehends only very small of the entire vast universe through his 5 sense organs. So every person as if he's his own reality. He cannot comprehend everything at once. Devices, scientific installations have expanded the range and sensitivity of our natural sensory organs. But that's not all. There's a huge part of the universe yet unknown to us due to the limitation of our nature that pushes us to use everything only for our own benefit and to receive, absorb, but not to give. But when the quality of bestowal, mutual assistance, and concern for others begin to develop more intensely, then the huge world of forces and qualities opens up, which now we do not feel. So thus, a new integral consciousness will lead humanity to a mutual care, concern for each other, as happens in a large friendly family, and will include all the reserves of the human brain that are now in a sleep mode today. Now, many outstanding thinkers of the past dreamed about such a noospheric civilization of reason. The famous scientist Vladimir Vernadsky wrote about such a harmonious society. I love him very much. And then there will be no threat from artificial intelligence to the natural human. If we learn to feel all different in their qualities people and all diverse nations as one family, which needs to be taken care of and worried about as their own, all huge brain reserves will be activated. And a person in such a state of collective consciousness will become one man who loves and cares for each his part on all levels of nature. This is our future. We just need to try and help it to become sooner. So thank you so much. I finished my presentation. Maybe a little bit longer. I'm sorry. If you have questions, please, I'm open to answer them.
This is really a very popular topic, and we do have one question. People on YouTube are asking you if there is any way that the artificial intelligence can actually assist human integration. Can you answer that question? Can artificial intelligence in some way assist human integration? I think what is implied is humanity becoming closer working together and, you know, integrating as a unified organism. Would you like to take that question now, or would you like to think about it and maybe answer it later? Has there been a translation for this question, or should I translate it into Russian? I could do that. Should I? Григорий, вас спрашивают, существует ли возможность для искусственного интеллекта помочь человечеству каким-то образом интегрироваться, то есть стать более единым? Считаете ли вы так?
Да, понятно, интересный вопрос.
Yeah, I
С одной
understand.
стороны
This is an
угроза, с
interesting
другой
question.
помощь. Да, да,
On one
думаю, да,
hand, it's a
конечно,
threat,
да.
on the other hand,
Если
is a
правильно
help.
использовать.
Yes, I think yes, if we use our technology in the right way. So, of course, IE, it's technology that was created by people. So, if technological basis would be used not to fight one another and exert power over one another, as what is done today, especially in other in some countries. But if we aim those efforts for creating a new civilization, united civilization, with all the differences in people and variety of all kind of nations and people in the world, that's the reason for the conflict in us. But it might become the basic and the major leverage to unite people, because we need that variety of humankind. So they will just connect to one another, add to one another, and complement one another. As it's in the song, every mother's needed. So this is like that. In every country, in each country, in each government, if we have people who understand that, get this idea, and everybody else would learn how to compromise, how to concede to one another, then we may achieve that part that artificial intelligence only help.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this answer. And at the time doesn't allow for another question, but maybe later we will have more questions for you, Gregory.